Okay, hi everyone. So I've just had a Audi A1 2-litre TDI come into the workshop, and the customer talked about a coolant leak. So as you can see, the coolant's holding well, but actually what happened was that just one day there was a massive dump of coolant that came down into the bottom of the engine. And when I first looked at the car, it was all in the bottom of the under tray, but mostly towards this side of the vehicle, which I thought was rather strange considering everything starts over here, expansion pipe going across the top here. So this led me to want to bring the car, ask the customer to get the car in and get the under tray off. And what I'd realised is that all the way under here was really wet with coolant, oil, etc. What I have noticed is the oil cooler here, and after a little bit of research as well, this is a known fault where the seals go inside. So lots of research firsthand and following around where the pipework goes. My next job in part 2 is going to be taking this off. As you can see, just doing an oil change is actually fairly restricted in this area, just on a side note, and you have to just take this housing off from here. It's literally on a Torx bolt there, just over the top in this section here, and just pull this unit away, just out your way here, this unit here. A 32mm bolt, just on top of the housing of the oil filter, which is just here. Okay, to replace it. But as you can see, just a little bit of movement with that there, and you should be able to get that out with both hands. So I'm not going to do that whilst filming. As you can see, this is the carnage that was left from the split in the pipe underneath. Fairly significant, with a mixture of oil and a mixture of coolant. As you can see, it's gone all the way over here. So what I've done is this pipe here, you can see just underneath here, this was leaking badly and split. So what I've done is I've replaced that pipe. So cleaned it all up, all the housing beforehand, all of the grip for the pipe to go onto, and sorted that out. What I also did, just for a little bit of a precaution, is I placed a bit of silicone sealant, just a thin amount of silicone sealant just around the edge there. Easily be able to be removed by a Stanley knife, but it was just for a bit of peace of mind in regards to avoiding that spray again. The research showed that the oil cooler housing is actually the main reason. There's a small rubber seal that breaks on there, so it is really worthwhile checking that out. And that'll be in another video, just about how I've replaced it, how I've got on with it, and how the car has improved. So as I was saying, so this section here, there is Torx bolts here, down here, here and here. And you can just see, hopefully, the housing comes off there, and I'll be replacing this whole unit. If that's in such a bad condition, I am going to replace, including the filter housing as well. So once I get this section off, I'm going to check that and see whether that is just the somewhat easier option, because there is a water pipe down here, so you've got coolant coming here. You're also going to have to detach the dipstick connection, because that is also, hopefully you can see further down in this section down there, in that section there, connected to the side of the housing for the oil cooler. So like I say, in part 2 I am going to talk about how it's got on, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much.